share something with y'all. Typically with my dreams, it's between me and God. And as I've told you many times before, I dream often in the year, and it's one of the ways that the Lord will speak to me. And so I had a dream where I was in this big old house, and the windows were from the floor to the ceiling. And it was like I said, it was a big house, and there were just windows everywhere. Just as much as I could see out and see everything that was out, others could see in. And I remember sitting on this really small couch, and I even remember thinking, why is the couch so small with how big this house is? And I was sitting on this couch, and it was like a brown love couch, leather seat, whatever. And I was beside this guy. In the dream, I did not recognize him. I personally believe he was just symbolic for the wrong person. And he was beside me, and I remember thinking either we were getting married, or we were gonna get married, or we were already married. I don't really know that detail specifically, but I knew that we were in a relationship of some sort. And we were watching a movie on this small TV, and I went to go turn on the lights because it was really dark in there, and I started feeling almost fear rise up, like something feels off. I don't feel good about this. So I went to go turn on the lights, and the lights would not turn on. And I was like, what's going on? Well, then the next part of the dream, I clipped to the next part and moved to the next part. And what happened was the guy was no longer there. All the lights were turned on. And I specifically went back to that light switch to try and turn it off, and I couldn't turn it off. The lights stayed on. And I woke up. And I was like, huh. And I just thought it was very interesting. And also, I had this dream a few months ago. And so I reached out to one of my close friends, prayer partner, and I just was like, hey, what do you think this means? Because typically when I do have spiritual dreams, I know for the most part what they mean. Like, the Lord will reveal to me what he's trying to relate to me. And I wasn't getting it. And I was like, what do you think this means? And she said, when I think of a house, I think of like the home of your heart. Like, I think of, or not your heart, but I think more of like it is a representation of you, of your spiritual life. And she said the fact that the house was so big and people could see in and they found nothing is a testament to your walk. And I really got to thinking. I was like, man, like, and not in a prideful way, so please hear me, but like in a way of like, gosh, like God is so faithful, because it's so true. People could like be a fly on the wall in my house and find nothing. And now that's not to say that I'm perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I operate at the best level, as a parent, and I just do everything well. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I don't get angry sometime, or I don't get upset or frustrated. 1000% those things happen because I'm human. But what I am saying is those things that the Lord has asked me to take away or weed out of my life, I have obeyed. And was that an easy process? No. Did that process take a long time? Yes. The wrestling and the sifting took a long time, and I'm saying years. But God is faithful and just, and I am now at a place where those things are out. And so people can look in and find nothing. And I just really felt led to share this with y'all because, how many people can glean from that? The lie is that we can't overcome. The lie is that I've been bound to this sin or this thing for too long that, like, well, I might as well just give up. I might as well just throw in the towel. That's the lie. The truth, God's truth, is that you are more than an overcomer through Christ Jesus. That he does give you his strength, because we need his strength. We're not capable of doing things on our own. But what I loved about that dream was it was almost like twofold, of like a warning. It was like a to come. And shortly after this dream, I believe this dream was like in February of this year. Shortly after this dream, I was tempted by this man, and I knew he wasn't right for me. And it obviously did not last very long, but the best part about that was I was able to see, gosh, like God gave me this dream as a warning that this person is not good for me.